What's going on, Q Crew? Welcome back to another dose of Q Pill. And in this dose right here, there was a woman on the Pineapple Show that admitted that she had 17 bodies at the age of 21 years old. And she also confessed that she liked hood guys because hood guys are the only type of guys that apparently are tough and masculine. But before we break it down, before we react to it, you guys already know the drill. Like, share, subscribe, turn on your notifications, share my content with your family, your friends, your colleagues, and your peers so that they can all get a dose of the Q Pill as well. If you guys would like a copy of my book, some merch, or to schedule a one-on-one consultation with me, those links are below in the description box. So without further ado, let's get a dose of this shit. Now let me say, the Pineapple Show is an interesting show. I don't really watch it like that, but every now and then I'll take a sneak peek at it. If there's nothing else on YouTube that piques my interest, I'll take a look at it. I'll tune in to see what the girl is doing or talking about and what the guys are doing and talking about. It's an interesting show for me to psychoanalyze, especially in the dating domain, because what's better than sitting there listening to a bunch of simps and panderers come on a show to talk to a woman that they may never actually meet in real life, and they're acting like they would do anything to get. I think it's funny personally. Not to mention, Melanie has also came on my IG live once before when I collaborated with another content creator. She came on my live on Instagram and had some conversations in the comment section, had a couple words and some exchanges. It was nice. So she's not a complete stranger. You know, she knows of me and I know of her. So it's always interesting, you know, to see, like I said, what type of guys are going on there to simp and pander for a woman they honestly have no chance of getting, may never actually meet, but nonetheless want to go on there and risk embarrassing themselves over. So when I tuned in this time, there was a girl on there. She's supposed to be an IG model, and I'm sitting there listening to her talk to these guys, and I can tell right off the gate, well, first of all, she didn't look anything like her pictures on IG. So we the makeup, the filters, as I said, that's sorcery. Because this girl does not look anything like her IG pictures when I'm sitting up there looking at her live on the camera during the Pineapple Show. But that's another topic. When a guy told her how many bodies he had, she proceeded to tell him how many bodies she had. But the difference between her and this guy was he was 34 years old and she was 21 years old. So I want you guys to take a look at this clip because I want y'all to hear this. And I'm going to go in because there's no reason that I believe a woman of 21 years of age should have a body count of 17 and be as content with it as she is.
If I had like 200 bodies, like would you want? Would you fuck me?
I don't think that should matter.
Okay, cause some chicks think it do matter.
Are you?
Okay, first let me just say, if you ask a woman something and she tells you she doesn't think it should matter, automatically you should know that that's a reflection of something that she's experienced as well, because women often reference their own experiences in order to gauge whether something is acceptable or not. So if you tell a woman you did something that you're not proud of, or you think something, or you did something that you think warrants criticism or judgment, and she responds as if it's not a big deal, just know she's probably done that shit as well. That's the first thing. So I just want you guys to know that about female psychology. Whenever a woman is accepting of something or allows something to slide, it's because she's experienced it and she's trying to virtue signal and let you know, well, I've done it before, and if I've done it and I'm cool with it, then that means you've done it. I can't hold it against you because I've been in the same boat. That's essentially what that means.
If it depends though, because if you're still messing with those 200 bodies while you're somebody, now that's different. But if they from the past and they in the past, and there's nothing.
Yeah, man, because you never know, man. We could be a changed man now. You know what I'm saying? I don't got no fucking 200 bodies. I was just throwing that shit out there. Hell no.
How many you got, Jufasa?
I'll say about like probably like a good 19 or 20, some shit like that. And I'm 34, so like, huh?
I'm around the same. Not 19, but maybe like 17. Yeah.
17, yeah. You know, shit, I'm 34, man. So like, that ain't too bad. I don't think that ain't too bad. That's probably like an average or some shit.
It's life. Who's not? You know.
Yeah.
And that's her rationalization for it. So y'all just heard her say, he said he got like 19, 20 bodies at 34 years of age. At 34, yeah, for a guy, and he's a decent looking guy. For a guy in an all black area, because I'm pretty sure he lives around predominantly black people. Yeah, 19, 20 bodies at the age of 34 for a man, that's acceptable. That's acceptable. It's more than the average man. He said that's probably like the average. That's not the average for the average man. The average body count for a man is about 7 throughout his lifetime. The majority of men do not get sex. And y'all know, as we can see, you know, the 30% rise in men who have been sexless over the past year. You guys have heard of that study. The majority of men don't get sex. But this chick, on the other hand, yeah, same. It's about the same. Not 19, though. More like 17. As if 19 and 17 is a big disparity. That's the same fucking percentile in a study. She would be within the same standard deviation whether it was 17 or 19. I have no idea why she exaggerated that as if 19 was exponentially higher, or put emphasis on not 19 but just 17 as if that's exponentially higher than 17. But the difference with her is she's 21 years old. How the hell do you have 17 bodies by the age of 21 years old? You have to wonder, what is wrong with this girl's sexual inhibition? What is wrong with her sexual selectivity modules? And if you guys watch the show, she did say, because people were trolling her in the comment section, they were saying 17 and they just continued to say it. The whole show was funny as hell. She tried to say they don't account for when she lost her virginity. It don't matter. It don't matter. Because even if she lost her virginity at 12, that's less than a decade. 17 bodies in less than a decade. Do y'all not understand that this woman is a sperm receptacle? A spermicide reservoir? A sperm depository. Like if you need somewhere to hold your sperm, you just go to her and say, listen, I would like to deposit my sperm. Oh, here you go. And she just opens up her vagina and lets you slide in until you come, and that's it. She'll hold it for you. 17 bodies. It makes you wonder how often she accepts sexual advancements, how receptive she is to sexual advancements. And it's alarming. The average girl loses her virginity around the age of 17 or 18. So even if she did indeed lose her virginity early, do you guys know what this would also be indicative of? A history of sexual abuse. Potential sexual assault. Potential rape. Potential child molestation. That's what this could be indicative of. And for her to be as content with it and say, yeah, it's life. No, ma'am, that is not life. Because the average woman is not walking around here at the age of 21 having 17 men have plunged her vaginal walls. That's not the average woman. It's not life. Life ain't supposed to go like that. Life shouldn't be like that for a woman. So clearly her father wasn't around. And her being an IG model, her taking half-naked pics, showing her booty, having guys with blue check slide in her DM offer to fly her out. This is the life she lives. This is who she is. This is what she's about. And she's become so comfortable with it that she doesn't think there's anything wrong with it. We all know body count matters, especially when it comes to women. The odds that she has a STI that she doesn't know about is exponentially higher than a woman with 1 or 2 bodies. Imagine the emotional baggage that she has. Most girls, when they 13 or 14, and I don't know when this girl lost her virginity, but most girls, if they lose their virginity, they're typically in a relationship with the guy that they lose their virginity to around the age of 17 or 18. So for her to have lost her virginity early in life and not be pair bonded with any of these guys, because there's no way that she could have had 17 bodies in less than a decade. There's no way that she could have 17 bodies in less than a decade and not have been in a long-term relationship with any of these guys. Because she's essentially racking up at least 2 bodies a year almost. And she said like 17. We don't even know if that's definitive or conclusive. It's probably more. She failed to pair bond with the majority of the guys that she had sex with. This means that when this girl parties, clubs, does whatever, and a guy approaches her, if he got some money and he got a name, she fucking. They fucking. And they probably can bribe her or blackmail her to fuck him to give her whatever she wants. 21 years old. This woman's prefrontal cortex has not finished developing and won't finish developing for almost another 4 years. She just reached the legal drinking age limit. 17 bodies. This is what you call living the fast life. This is a woman who has been living the fast life since a very early age. Her father was probably not in her life. She wasn't disciplined. She probably beefed with her mom. Who knows? They probably competed over the same men. Some of the guys who liked their mom probably liked her. Her mom probably had guys in and out her life. I'm willing to bet that this woman's history is not a beautiful history. It's not a healthy upbringing in any shape, fashion, or form. Because this much of a lack of sexual inhibition means she definitely has an inability to pair bond. Her sexual selectivity modules are definitely off. They need to be reconfigured. But talking to another guy, she ended up talking to another guy, and the guy seemed like a nice guy. He seemed like a kind-hearted dude, intelligent dude, articulate, had his head on straight, had a sensitive side. As I said, he seems like a good guy. He seems like a decent guy. And this is honestly the type of guy that she should have actually been going for and should be trying to date. But since she never grew up around a healthy relationship and hasn't experienced any healthy guys, this is what she told him.
If I had like 200.
I want to add, I do love a little, I'm my ways. I'm going to be honest here. I like my hood guys.
Okay.
Okay, so
Marcel, do you think you're a little hood or no?
But when I say, not to cut you off, I'm sorry. But when I say hood, like, I can't really deal with like a soft guy, if that makes sense. Like, I need a guy who's not afraid to pick up a gun and bust at somebody. Like, you know what I mean?
When I say hood guy, I mean a guy who's not afraid to pick up a gun and bust at somebody. This is the issue that I have with black women making these erroneous statements. It's two polar extremes. There's no in between. There's no nuance. You're either hood, street, a criminal, impulsive, radioactive, reactive, aggressive, or you're soft. Or you're soft. There's no in between. You can't be a guy who can be assertive, disagreeable, dominant, territorial, but understand which situations warrant what side of you. That's not possible to a black woman. You either have to be hood to prove that you're masculine or not. And it's actually, I mean, it doesn't make sense. It makes sense, but it doesn't, because masculinity is about being able to control that aggression. It's about being able to harness that aggression. It's about being able to harness that disagreeableness. It's about knowing when to be diplomatic versus when to use your fists or your gun. See, black women conflate hood with just using a gun and acting that way all the time. Just being impulsive and erratic and aggressive all the time. That's how they want you to act in every situation, and that's how they want you to be with them. That's why it turns them on. See, she's histrionic. She's a drama queen. She knows she has a smart ass mouth. She knows she can be combative, stubborn, and difficult. She knows she can be emasculating. So she wants a guy who's gonna challenge her when she starts to get in that headspace. That's what she wants. And that turns her on. As I said, she didn't have a healthy upbringing. Because women with healthy upbringings don't see that as a healthy relationship dynamic. They don't see that as attractive long term. Yeah, you can have your moments of excitement, you know, when you guys have some polarity, that masculinity meet that femininity, and you guys are disagreeing, you have a fight, and he stands on his principles, or he stands up for what he believes in, and he puts you in your place. Yeah, that can be sexually exciting and arousing, but a man that emotional often doesn't know where to draw the line, and often he acts on those emotions, and that's how a lot of these women end up dead. Or really, really beat up because they've been assaulted. They've been abused physically. Whereas you have a guy like this, college educated, looks like he keeps himself in shape, looks like he eats well, talks well, but he's perceived as too soft because he can formulate a thought and articulate that thought using proper subject verb agreement. And because he speaks in the manner in which he does, that automatically categorizes him as soft. This is a serious reason why the single motherhood in the black community is as high as it is. Because women, black women in particular, reproduce with guys that they think are hood, because hood is synonymous with tough, security, protective. There's no in between. Meanwhile, Asian men, masculine. White men, masculine. Latino men, masculine. Hell, even African men, masculine. But black Americans, masculinity is being erratic, impulsive, and aggressive. That's what they value in men. And that's why their sons grow up to be like this. That's why their sons grow up to behave in ways that get them put 6 feet under or behind bars. Because they value this in their mates. And they mate with these guys, and those same genes are passed down to their sons and then amplified because they teach their sons to value behaving like this by saying, don't let nobody disrespect you, don't let nobody say XYZ to you. You say da 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 da, and then they watch them, their mothers, their single mothers, behave this way and respond to disagreement and conflict in the same way. So they learn to emulate that behavior. So they essentially create black men who have testosterone to be as impulsive and erratic as black women. And as I've said before, y'all have heard me, when that testosterone meets emotionalism, you get a man who can't be controlled unless he's put down or put in jail.
Not just because. It's just, you know.
Well, if it helps, I got one. But why did you say that comment?
This dude said, well, if it helps, I got one. See, at this point, he should have said, Well, I don't really date women who aren't intelligent enough to understand that hood is not the only way you can demonstrate that you're masculine or tough. That turns me off right there. He should have pineappled himself at this point, but instead, what did he do? He pandered. Well, if it helps, I got one. You want to impress this woman this bad. This is the woman you want to impress. Look at this woman. This woman is average looking. She look good in her pictures on IG, but that's filters and angles and makeup. She doesn't look that good sitting here. But you want to impress her this much that you double down on the fact that you can be capable of the same thing that a hood guy is capable of because you have a gun as well. And this is what's wrong with men right here. See, the fact that he was even agreeable in this sense, he just shot himself in the foot. He should have called her out on her bullshit. He should have called her out on the irrationality, on the illogicality that she just said. But instead, he agreed. So now she knows that he's a yes man.
Makes you say that you need a hood guy.
Because I felt like I didn't say it before. I forgot to. I feel like it's a lot of, well, in the past few guys that come up here, like some of them just seem too sweet, you know? And
Okay.
yeah.
Do you feel
How do you seem too sweet? How is that you seem too sweet? Because I want to compliment you? Because I want to let you know that I care about you? Because I want to let you know how I feel about you? Am I the only one that's aware that you can be sweet to your girl and then a jerk and an asshole to the rest of the world? Like, why some women, and this again, this demonstrates that she does not have a healthy idea of what a healthy relationship looks like, because she wants toxicity. That's what she wants. She wants what Ricky said Eve wanted in Barbershop 2. What you want, roughneck? Man, push you around a little bit, put you in your place, rough you up. That's what you want, because she didn't want Dinka. Because Dinka was a nice guy. Dinka was chivalrous. He was sensitive. He was caring. He had the qualities that women find attractive long term in a man. Good pro-social skills. But what she want a roughneck. She wants somebody to slap her around, rough her up a little bit. That's what she wants. And as I said, they date these type of men. They can't get these type of men to commit. These type of men get them pregnant. And these type of men end up dead or in jail. They end up bitter, with greatly reduced sexual market value, can't attract another man, mentally unhealthy, emotionally unstable, all because their idea of what it means to be masculine is synonymous with hood. They do it to themselves. They do it to themselves.
that Marseille is hood enough?
No.
I don't know. Ask some more questions.
Nah, she definitely feel like I wouldn't know. That's why she said that.
Exactly. That's exactly why she said it, because she didn't think he was hood enough. That's why she said it. And in his defense, he did go on to ask her, well, if hood guys is what you like and you've dated them in the past, then why hasn't that worked out for you? What have you done wrong? And she proceeded to retort by saying that, she brought out the soft side in those hood guys. Well, apparently she didn't bring out the soft side long enough for them to want to commit. Apparently not. The shit still didn't work. Because bringing out a hood guy's soft side shouldn't be the prerogative when you're dating a hood guy. This is just a low IQ explanation, yet again demonstrated by a woman. That's all it is. And these women do it to themselves. I don't know if she's a single mother or not. I'm surprised she's not. I don't remember her saying it or mentioning it on the show. The odds of her being that should be extremely high. I mean, 17 guys. We know all them guys ain't wrapping it up because we know guys are sexually irresponsible. They don't wrap shit up. And they definitely ain't gonna wrap it up with when she got a plastic ass like she do. They're not gonna wrap it up. So I don't know how she defied those odds. She just constantly missed the ovulation window of opportunity to conceive. That's all I can think about. Extremely lucky. Highly improbable, but if she don't have any kids, she did it. She accomplished it. But this woman is a perfect demonstration of what's wrong with modern women, IG thoughts, and black women. Intersectional. You can separate them into their own subgroups, or you can look at it for what it is intersectionally. This is the modern IG thought. 17 bodies at the age of 21, only likes hood dudes. Ain't learned shit from life yet. Especially not how to hold herself accountable and pick men. We need to shame and criticize and judge these women now more than ever. They need to know that the lack of sexual inhibition and the way they think is disgusting. It's shameful. That we won't stand for it. They need to be held accountable for these pernicious habits that they've created. These pernicious values that they have instilled in their minds. Because that's the only way we'll possibly start to see improvement. Who gives a fuck if they think it's sexist? Who gives a fuck if they think it's misogyny? Men don't give a fuck. Because that's what men do. Men create the society that they want by upholding standards, principles, expectations. And if we don't start doing that again, we're going to continue to see this society run rampant with women at the forefront telling us we should accept however they want to live and however they want to behave to avoid being misogynistic because we want some pussy. That's not the way to go. This isn't healthy in any shape, fashion, or form. Men got to start doing better. And we got to stop pursuing women who think like this, who act like this, behave like this, and live like this. I appreciate you guys tuning in. I'll catch you guys on the next dose of Q-Pill. I'm Suave Q, aka The Q-Pill. Over and out.